Imagine sitting in your truck cab at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The air conditioning is blowing right in your face, but you are sweating through your shirt anyway. Your cell phone is pressed to your ear, and you are listening to an incredibly anxious homeowner complain about a tiny grease smudge left on her concrete driveway. While she is talking your ear off, your screen keeps flashing with incoming calls. Your lead crew boss is trying to reach you because the mini loader just blew a hydraulic line on a job site across town. A commercial property manager is texting you demanding a revised proposal by 3 o'clock, and your spouse is calling to remind you that you promised to be home early for dinner tonight. Your throat feels completely raw. You have been talking all day long, screaming over the roar of the wood chipper, negotiating prices on hot driveways, and answering the exact same customer questions 50 times in a row. By the time you pull into your driveway at night, your brain is completely fried, your voice is hoarse, and you realize you have spent 10 hours reacting to emergencies rather than moving your company forward. You have successfully stepped off the climbing crew, and you have learned to manage your ground team, but you have fallen right into the next major bottleneck. You have become the sole voice of your company. Every estimate, every schedule change, every customer complaint, and every single phone call has to pass directly through your personal brain. If your voice goes silent for a single afternoon, your sales machine grinds to a complete halt. You haven't built a self-sustaining asset yet. You have just built a high-stress, mobile call center where you are the only operator. In the language of arboriculture, there is a beautiful natural process called crown retrenchment. When a massive, ancient tree reaches its maximum physical size, it can no longer support the vast, far-reaching tips of its highest canopy branches. The energy required to pump water all the way out to those distant leaves becomes too great, so the tree intentionally sheds its outermost tips. It reroutes its internal sap flow down into the lower, lateral branches, compacting its structure, strengthening its core, and allowing the tree to live for another 200 years. As a scaling business owner, you have reached your human limit. You can no longer personally reach every single leaf in your company canopy. You must execute an operational retrenchment. You must hand over your voice to a dedicated field estimator or a general manager who can handle the heavy client-facing workload, allowing you to step completely out of the daily grind. Today, we are talking about hiring your voice. We are going to look at how to select the perfect human being to represent your brand, how to calibrate their brains so they price jobs with the exact same mathematical precision you do, and how to structure a compensation package that aligns their personal wallet with the long-term roots of your company. Let us look at the first critical shift, which is choosing the right lateral limb to take over the weight of your canopy. When a tree owner wants to perform a crown reduction, a skilled arborist doesn't just cut a branch back to a random point. You must cut back to a healthy, vigorous lateral branch that is large enough to assume the dominant role. That lateral branch needs to be at least one-third the diameter of the parent limb, so it has the structural integrity to handle the sap flow and the wind loads. When you look to hire a field estimator or a general manager, you are selecting that new dominant branch. Too many tree owners make the mistake of hiring a cheap, aggressive salesperson from outside the industry who knows how to slick talk, but doesn't know a white oak from a red maple. That salesperson will walk onto a property, look at a massive, complex removal hanging over a glass sunroom, and offer a dirt cheap price because they have absolutely no concept of rigging dynamics, crew safety, or operational time. They will bring home a mountain of low-margin, high-risk contracts that will break your equipment and exhaust your crew. Your voice needs to be someone who possesses true tree intelligence. Look for a veteran climber whose body is starting to tire out, or an educated arborist who loves the science of the trade but wants to step out of the daily physical grind. They need to understand the sweat, the danger, and the mechanical reality of tree care. But they must also possess high emotional intelligence. They must be clean-cut, professional, empathetic listeners who can walk into a premium residential yard and instantly command respect through their expertise. When you find that person, you are buying your freedom. The second shift is calibrating their diagnostic radar through systematic training. You cannot just hand a newly hired estimator a clipboard, point them toward the city, and pray they bid correctly. That is like handing a green groundman a top-handle chainsaw on his first day and telling him to go peace out a dead elm. He is going to hurt himself, and he is going to destroy your property. You must systematically download your 30 years of trade experience into their daily routine. Think of this process like calibrating a high-end, computerized electronic diagnostic tool. Before you trust the tool to give you accurate readings in the field, you must test it against a known, precise standard. For the first 30 days, your new estimator does not go out alone. They ride shotgun in your truck. They watch how you walk a property, how you touch the root flare, and how you use the conversational sales techniques we mastered in our earlier episodes. When you stand in front of a tree, do not speak first. Let them look at the canopy and write down their estimated price based on your company's daily burn rate, total man-hours, and specific risk factors. Then compare your sheets. If you calculated $2,000 and they calculated $1,200, do not get angry. Sit down over a cup of coffee right there in the truck cab and analyze the gap. Show them the hidden target they missed, explain the extra rigging lines required for that tight access gate, and show them how the extra windshield time impacts the bottom line. You repeat this calibration process over and over until their brain matches your pricing formula down to the exact dollar. When their estimates are consistently matching yours 9 out of 10 times, you can untie your safety line and let them fly solo. The third and final shift is structuring a compensation package that feeds the root system of your company rather than creating internal rot. In the corporate sales world, companies love to pay pure commission. They tell a salesman, "We will give you 10% of every single contract you sign." But in the tree care industry, a pure gross revenue commission structure is a highly dangerous trap. It creates a massive conflict of interest. If your estimator only gets paid a percentage of the total dollar volume they bring in, they have a powerful incentive to sign every single deal that comes their way, regardless of whether it is truly safe or profitable for your crew. They will start underpricing difficult removals just to secure the signature and claim their commission, leaving your crew to risk their lives wrestling massive logs for a break-even margin. That structure builds included bark and internal decay right into your corporate trunk. You must build a compensation rigging system based on gross profit accuracy and crew safety metrics. Pay your field estimator a solid, respectable base salary that guarantees their family can buy groceries and pay their mortgage every single month. This base pay eliminates the desperation that leads to bad sales. Then layer a performance bonus on top of that base, but calculate that bonus based on the actual profit margin of the jobs they bring in, not the total revenue. If they estimate a job will take 4 hours and your crew finishes it cleanly in 4 hours, the estimator earns a premium bonus because their calculation was perfectly accurate. But if they underestimate a job and your crew gets stuck dragging brush on that property for 2 full days, the estimator's bonus on that project is completely wiped out. Suddenly, your estimator is highly incentivized to protect your crew's time, protect your equipment margins, and price the work honestly and accurately. To lock in the ultimate safety shield, make a percentage of their bonus contingent on the entire company, maintaining a zero-incident safety record each quarter. When your voice cares about profit accuracy and crew safety as much as you do, your business engine will run smooth, cool, and incredibly strong. Transitioning out of the primary sales role is a terrifying emotional leap for a founder. It requires you to trust someone else to look your valued clients in the eye and speak for your life's work. But let me tell you the absolute truth. You cannot build a multi-crew enterprise, and you cannot achieve true personal freedom if you are the only person who can bring money into the shop. Handing over your voice is the ultimate act of operational maturity. It transforms you from a stressed-out trade operator into a true corporate executive who commands an organization from the ground. Let us secure the core lesson for today. You cannot grow a legendary tree company if your personal voice is the only bottleneck holding up your sales machine. So invest the time to hire a high-intelligence lateral leader, calibrate their pricing radar, and reward them for building clean, safe profit. Here is your homework assignment for today while you are driving between your estimates or heading back to the shop tonight. Pull your truck over safely, open up a blank document on your phone, and write down the top 5 absolute non-negotiable rules for how your company communicates with a client on a property. Write down how your team dresses, how you explain tree health, and your exact minimum daily rate. Congratulations! You just wrote the first page of the training manual for the person who is going to take over your voice and set you free. Take care of your leaders, scale your canopy wisely, stay safe out there on the ground today, and I will talk to you tomorrow.